Hello and welcome to Comic Solving Problems. I'm Stephen Allen.
And I'm Eric McElroy. Hello, indeed. Hello, if you're joining us and you're a regular to the show. We're here every Tuesday and Thursday. And a special hello if you're joining us in part of the Brighton Fringe, which might be Brighton Festival, which might be slightly improbable because we're not sure if the link works. So if you are, maybe tell us.
It might be working.
It's a message.
You know.
Tell us. We don't really know. But it doesn't really matter because we've got lots of things to discuss. Basically, as the title says, we're comics who solve problems. We've been doing this now. We're in our second series. We started in lockdown, and we've really accomplished very little. But because we basically look at the problems that are in the news, and we take them apart a little bit. You're going to see a pretty strong theme in today's show. I can tell you that. We are also happy to look at your problems during the show. We try and keep an eye on all the chats that we can on the Twitter, on the Facebook, on the YouTube channel. And there is a YouTube channel there that you can subscribe to. That's our main home. If you want to click on that, and if you're getting ready to watch and settling in, feel free to share it. Feel free to flip it up to your big TV.
Yeah.
That's what Steve does when you watch us back, isn't it?
I sling us there or whatever. Sometimes I watch us on Amazon Prime as well. So it's
yes, that's true. We got some different versions of the show go out on Amazon Prime. We've got one episode up already, and there's more coming. If you're on Facebook, you can share it as well. And if at any point during the show you look at these two guys who used to be fully employed professional self-employed comedians, and you think, oh, I like what they're doing, I'd buy him a drink if we were in reality and it was safe and we weren't in Scotland where most of the pubs are closed. So there you go. I mean, but spend London prices.
Actually, come on,
countryside Scotland.
Spend any prices. We don't care. I would think 20p. If you could chuck that in our direction, it would still feel like more of a win.
It would, but
especially if it comes from Rishi.
Yeah. Rishi. His dad's a billionaire. Anyway, we're not talking about him. Welcome to the show. We're very excited on a Thursday night, right before the weekend. I mean, not that any night is different than any other these days, but welcome, and here we go.
Let's jump in with the problems. Okay, let's do the Trump side of things. There's going to be quite a few problems caused by just the existence of Trump this week.
Yes.
And I want to talk about one of the speeches that was filmed and tweeted out. Just one of them, because yesterday, I think it was to try and prove that he was healthy and whatnot. He walks into outside the Oval Office, outside the White House, and delivered a speech into a camera. I've got a few clips just so we can analyze whether you think this is someone who's well or not.
Okay.
So Donald Trump started by saying this.
Hi, perhaps you recognize me.
All right. Yep. It's aiming low. Yeah. You're the guy who sold me that used car. Is that right?
Wow. I mean, that's how desperate he is to be in the spotlight, isn't he? It's like one day in the hospital. Will they forget about me?
You might recognize me from such TV shows as... He probably printed off his IMDb page just to try and feel good. But anyway, it was only half a sentence. Let him finish the full sentence. It might make more sense.
Hi, perhaps you recognize me. It's your favorite president.
Bit of a reach. Good luck with that. I mean, if it was down to you and Mugabe, you stand a chance. But interesting. All right. And then he went on to say,
I went in, I wasn't feeling so hot. And within a very short period of time, they gave me Regeneron. It's called Regeneron.
So he's telling us about this drug that he's been on, Regeneron, and I think that's the one that makes your hair grow back, which explains why he's got that kind of thing going on. Now, he was talking about his time in the hospital and why he feels so great, and he's very happy with this new drug, Regeneron. He thinks this is going to be like all the problems solved, he said.
Drugs that help a lot, but I view these, I know they call them therapeutic, but to me, it wasn't therapeutic. It just made me better.
Oh, God.
I'm going to guess. Therapeutic's not a word that I used a lot before this crisis.
Yeah.
Steve, you studied science.
Yeah.
What does the word mean?
You don't have to study science to know that therapeutic... they call it therapeutic. I think it just makes me better. Well, I mean, I would have loved it if some sort of Secret Service agent guy leant in with a dictionary. And just, sir, have a look at the definition. It is relating to the healing of a disease. Okay, sir. It's what the word means. But this is Donald Trump we're talking about. If he stumbles across a word that he doesn't quite understand, he doesn't do what the rest of us do. We would just avoid it so as to not make ourselves look silly. He doubles down.
The others that are so good, but they are, in my opinion, remember this, they're going to say that they're therapeutic, and I guess they are therapeutic. Some people don't know how to define therapeutic. I view it different.
Some people don't know how to define therapeutic. Some people being an easily recognizable president, maybe a little bit. Look, there you go, Donald. The definition is there again. He must be looking at what is the rapeutic, and is it a rapeutic or the rapeutic? I don't know what's going on. These words confuse him. So he's bewildered, but he meant well, because he was talking. He was selling a positive message, because if anyone in America gets ill with this COVID lark, he's got a good piece of news for them.
And that's what I want for everybody. I want everybody to be given the same treatment as your president.
Not everyone wants to be pissed on by Russian prostitutes, but
Hey, speak for yourself, Steve.
if it's got some Regeneron mixed in, yeah, take it. And he was in quite a positive frame of mind for this particular twittered speech. He said,
I think this was a blessing from God that I caught it.
I mean, a lot of people were praying that you'd get it, so that makes an awful lot of sense if you really start to analyse it. Then he wasn't done, right? He wasn't done yet. He circled back round for this.
So hopefully this is going to be not just a therapeutic, it's going to be much more than a therapeutic. You're going to get better fast.
Oh my God, stop it with this. You're gonna get better. It will be like a therapy. If only there were, you can't just call it therapy-like. If only there were an adjective form of the word therapy. Top scientists need to look into it, Donald. My word. But so we've got Mark in the comments section already points out, why are Trump's hands the same colour as his hair? And that was the interesting thing. A lot of people pointed out there are some issues with the colouring here. So his hands, clearly no fake tan. And Mark's right, they do match his hair. But that face is fully tangoed up. Now, look, maybe he is a bit peaky. Maybe he looks a bit pale because he's ill. But they have overcompensated with the bronzer. So much so that loads of people on social media said, because he's got orange face, he looked like an Oompa Loompa. And I don't see it myself. Even when later on in the speech, he said this.
Oompa Loompa Doopity-doo, I'm spreading COVID, it's worse than flu. Oompa Loompa Doopity-dee, who in their right mind's voting for me?
It's what I got, 'cause I don't wear a mask.
Hands or a pussy, I shake and don't ask. Spreading disease to everyone. Then I get pumped with Regeneron. It has got me off my tits. Oompa Loompa Doopity-da, I gave the COVID to ride in that car. You will live in fear of me too. I could give COVID to you.
Still don't see it myself.
Bravo, sir. Bravo. I have to say it's one of my favorite movies.
Yeah. It gets worse when he's in it, though. Although he would just be one of the kids who didn't learn any lessons. He could play all of the kids. The rich, spoiled, bratish, wants to be on TV too much, eats too much. All of the kids.
Couldn't play the poor one, though.
No. He's the only one he couldn't be.
But actually, looking at his financials, that would be the more accurate character for him to play.
Yeah. Oh, imagine in the White House, they sleep in one bed, but end to end like the grandparents.
That's why they've all got COVID.
Wow. So you can guess what I spent the entire afternoon doing.
How long did that take?
That was like 2 hours.
Oh, God. This is where our life has become.
Yeah. And then I had a genuinely sad time where I'd finished it, completed it, tweeted it, and it's, I know it's not going to go viral like every other sod goes viral. I'll get 200 views at most. And then just look at other people getting their 300,000. That's fine. And then I had a moment where I was cleaning my teeth and I thought, I used to get paid for doing stuff like that. So anyway, I'm clinging on by a thread today.
Well, you can thank Chris and Paul, who've both bought us a drink. So thank you, guys.
Thank
we
you
appreciate
very
that. And the 2 hours of Steve's life.
Yeah. Used to be worth something. Used to be worth it. Right, let's have a look. Paul B on YouTube says, Brill song. Thank you very much. A bit of praise will actually cheer me up. Andrew says hello. Hello, Andrew. Thanks for watching. Chris says, what we've got? Musical Method. West End for you next, Steve. Anywhere. I will work anywhere. Although Mark says, is that the West End of Maidstone? I'll take it. They've got a train station there. I'll have some of that. Maidstone West. Kent-based jokes on the show. That's what we do.
Yeah. I'm trying to I don't quite know what to make of Lola's comment there. I don't know if you can see that one. Is that a song? Young man, I was once in your shoes. I said I was on all fours, then on twos. I said, young man, there's no need to be sad. Oh, it's a why? It's
a Village People song.
It's a Village People song. Okay. But
so people are doing parody songs in the comment section.
Nice. Okay.
Chris Curling says,
I'm sorry, Lola, musical references are lost on me. So unless it's John Denver.
Did John Denver not do a version of YMCA? That was weird, isn't it? Chris says, hang on, I've got a fly in my hair. And Mark says, quick shave your head. Do you know what? Maybe that might get covered later in the show as well. That's
going to get discussed. So hang on to that one, guys. Let me see here. I'm checking these comments over here. There we go. Otherwise, keep your comments coming. And I think we're good. We caught up there?
Rod says, good stuff, lol. Thank you, Rod. And some
USA. Nice.
Yeah, keep the comments coming. Wherever you are watching this, you should be able to message and hopefully it gets near us. If not, the Twitter things are on the screen. And if you're enjoying the show, chuck some money in a pot. It would be appreciated. But there are more problems to deal with.
You can send us problems as well. Because basically, Steve and I actually watched that clip last night together because we were working on a little project. And we saw that clip come out pretty much right after it did. And we were just like, oh, this has to go on the show tomorrow. And then Trump did another one today.
He's unstoppable.
There's a lot of proof of life to be done here. And I think if he knows that if he waits too long, because the problem is we don't know when he made these videos. Because Washington, D.C., the weather's been sunny for a few days. He could have just done a bunch back to back.
Yeah.
People are known to do that sometimes. He's putting out more daily videos now than we are. And he's getting the views, Steve. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
That's what you need to do. You need to become a fascist dictator and a sex offender.
Well.
And you've got lots of opportunities left, Steve. Trump was in his 70s when he became president. So just saying, maybe you should get some bronzer. So this problem we have here is that Trump won't stop making videos that we want to make fun of. So we have to. This is another one. I'm sorry. So let's just get started. This was Trump earlier today.
We've spent $2.5 trillion over the term in office.
The term, he's buffering, Steve. He got through the first line. We spent, there's the few next words are coming. It's a terrifying pause, and it's one of those things where the people filming it are like, "Oh shit, is it another mini stroke?" Because he's doing great. He's less orange today. The problem is it doesn't help when he stands in front of the White House.
Yes, good point.
Then the contrast is terrible. And the way he's pumping his hands, especially in this video, it's like he's pumping his hands to keep the blood flowing to the brain. You just gotta, okay, I can do this, guys. I can get through this. Okay, so he got through the first sentence, and then there is more.
Over a depleted military, old equipment, broken equipment. Even in the Army, all brand new uniforms with the belt. Everybody wanted the belt.
That was the thing. That was the 2016. We all remember. Bring back the belt. Remember that?
What?
That's the new Army uniform.
What do you Google for to find these clips?
So the Army didn't have belts, and I needed to find the Army. That's the Secret Service, Secret Special Forces.
That's how they do
it.
And
Special Forces, Steve. What you think that I found a clip to make fun of the fact that he said belts? Those belts were a real problem. Okay.
Yeah.
You just Google trousers falling down, or I said pants because we call them pants, and there was a range of things that I could have chosen from. There were some different directions I could have gone in. There's a clip of a guy fighting with a bus driver, and his ass is falling out the whole time. It was a little bit too violent and real. There were I made some artistic choices, and then I found that clip from some sort of semi-porn thing from whatever. There have been problems with the Army that he's gone on a lot about. This video was kind of dedicated to the Army and equipment, like when he asked for this.
But we spent $2.5 trillion. We got everybody pay increases, 3 of them.
Yeah, 3 of them, Steve.
3 people.
3 people, 2.5 trillion. Jared got $1 trillion. Wow. Ivanka got 1.5, and Eric got 40 cents. John Jr. got nothing.
Yeah.
Partly because he's off his tits on cocaine all the time now. But they got more than just the pay rises. There's some more things he was going after.
Right now we have brand new tanks and planes, F-35s, all of the best of everything.
Yeah, you love a military with everything. You've got that, you've got the F everything. It's like the Swiss Army knife. Literally, this is a Swiss Army knife. But yeah, they've got some incredible new tech, and they've got some new tanks. You got to watch out because actually, here's one of the new tanks.
The G.I. Joe battle tank.
Smash the blockade! What a tank!
Each sold separately. The G.I. Joe motorized battle tank comes with G.I. Joe. Batteries not included.
Oh, batteries not included.
Damn it! Shouldn't have spent all those trillions on the kids. Now the Army's got all those tanks. Maybe they can use those belts. I'm not quite sure. But he blathers on a bit more, and then the video comes to an end like this.
So for our military, I just want to let you know there's never been a president that has your back like I do.
That's how it ends. It just fades to black when he's mid-sentence. I don't know if I think whoever was filming it just passed out because the way it kind of goes dark, it's the way your eyes go when you're starting to faint. It's like, oh God. That was the end of that video.
Maybe they tried to do it like the end of The Sopranos. Just fade out in the middle of a sentence.
Let's hope he ends up like The Sopranos.
There's a strong chance.
And since I did that video, he's released another video that I didn't have to. It came out like an hour ago, and where he announces that he is a senior citizen.
Oh, wow! Breaking news. He really is giving us all the info.
I think he's now trying to identify with different segments. So he's going to go for the sex offender. I don't know who's going for it next. But,
right, keep some messages coming through on this. Britannia says, has Trump taken out a share in Cuprinol for fence paint? He's getting that look. He's got that look going on. Paul B says, wish he'd belt up. Nice. That's like northern humour. Flipping Good. Love it. Mark says, do these new F-35 come with cup holders? Interesting. Do you reckon he splashed out on that?
Yeah, I was into the G.I. Joe toys back in the day, and I don't remember if they had cup holders, so I don't know. Hasbro, did you guys have those?
We had Action Man, and I had, as a kid, the one with the little thing on the back where you could move his eyes like that.
Oh, yeah. I had the Steve Austin $60 Million Man used to do that.
Really?
He used to be able to take off part of his head so you could see the electronic brain, I think.
Gross.
He was a big one. He was like Barbie size. I used to like him. Let's see what Anthony said here. Just wondering if Biden wins the election and Trump leaves the White House, do they change the bed or does Biden have to sleep in Trump's orange mattress stain? Wow. I mean, there's going to be a deep clean. We're going to call it deep when he goes.
Like the Turin shroud.
Man, because they release pictures of people cleaning the press room and they're in full fucking hazmat gear. So things are going great.
Well, it's because he's rocked up with a contagious disease. Who'd have thought? Keith says, interesting. Live chat completely covers Eric. Oh, where are you watching that? Where's the live chat?
Oh, which live chat is that?
Which one you're on? That'll be, which one? That's true. I didn't realise that any of our outputs actually have the ability to have live chat visible over the picture.
Oh.
Is it a Brighton thing? Brighton actually finally put us on.
So people are seeing the live chat. Hold on, let me see. It's not on YouTube.
And I bet the military are really reassured that the Donald has their back. Yeah, I mean, look, who wouldn't? I'd rather he has my back because it makes it harder for him to reach around and grab anything that he, not that I have the kind of thing he normally likes to grab, but you don't want him trying to find out.
No, you don't. You don't want that, definitely. Right, I'm just trying to check this screen here. I think it's okay. Right, so that was Trump. More Trump.
Yeah, no more Trump. We done with Trump?
No, I'm sure we're done with Trump.
Okay.
What's the next problem for us, Steve?
The problem is, how do you manage to retain any kind of cinema? Because I just wanted a little chat about this. That James Bond has been blamed for killing off, I got this from the Scottish newspaper, Scottish Jobs, but it's all over the place. Cineworld said that they will temporarily, in quote marks, close their screens. And it's temporarily because the boss has said, if things come back to normal, people can have their jobs back. Oh, yeah, because things are going to go back to normal. Well done. And I love the cinema. You can probably tell by some of the sketches that we do. If you look on our YouTube, you can see there are some cinematic sketches that I do. You know, I watch way too many films, so a lot of my inspiration comes from films. I love the escapism of sitting in the cinema. I've got some fond memories of seeing some great films. I also have memories of seeing Star Wars Revenge of the Sith. So that was an absolute dog pile of dog poop, wasn't it? That was, I remember sitting there hating it. But anyway, let's talk about the positive side of things.
Yeah.
I love all the James Bond films, but this one has managed to kill off cinema. And the reason they've done it is because they had to delay it. Wave 1 of a pandemic kicks in, people are dying, and they realise, you really can't release a film called No Time to Die whilst people are dying at that time.
Yeah.
It was the worst title. So they put it off and said it was going to happen again later in the autumn when there was another wave. So they've had to delay it again because people are still dying. I'm like, seriously, James Bond people, rename the film. There is never going to be a good time to release a film called No Time to Die now. That's it. Your death rates are going to taint our memory for a good long while. Just rename the film James Bond in Get Well Soon. You could release that. That'd be great. And actually, that whole film could be rebranded. In it, Rami Malek plays a bad guy who wears a mask. It's not a bad guy anymore, is it? That's just a concerned citizen trying to keep other people safe. So it needs a bit of an edit, but I think you could do it.
Yeah.
I think James Bond has been unfairly blamed. I know they had a lot of hopes pinned on that getting some money in and saving the cinema screens. And it's not the only film to be delayed. You pointed out that Jurassic Park, the new Jurassic Park film, has been delayed.
It's not coming out yet.
I think they've made a mistake because you can't release a film called No Time to Die. But I would love to see a film where people are being killed off by a different issue, a different crisis, to sit there and go, I mean, yes, we have a pandemic killing people, but at least we don't have all the dinosaurs trying to finish us off. You know, it's the only escapism that we could have during this crazy time.
Yeah.
I think the business model is not going to survive anyway, even without the films. Because have you been to the cinema since they reopened?
No. You know me. I've become more weird about germs and stuff than you are. So, I mean, I'd have to bathe the entire chair in hand gel. So.
Oh God, imagine that. It's bad enough when you can hear people opening crisp packets, but imagine. Oh God, what is he doing? He's watching that weird film where that woman's pants drop down. So I think the problem, social distancing is killing off stand-up comedy as well because of the spaces, but that seems to just about work. We don't get paid enough for the gigs, but at least we're gigging again. So the cinema screens could still open, and it's not like every screening was already packed. But what's killing off the cinema is the mask. You have to sit there wearing a mask, which means you can't eat popcorn and you can't drink your drink. And with it being about £17.50 for popcorn and drink, that's where they make their money. And if no one's eating those pointless snacks, it must cost like a threepence to make that amount of popcorn, and they sell it to you for 15 quid. That's where they're screwed. That's what's happening. But I say, look, we need to find a way to save this industry. It would be terrible if we lost the cinema. I know we can watch it at home and our TVs are better these days, but the cinema is a special place where we can go to have that escapism. We can go to laugh. We can go to immerse ourselves in the situation. We can go to cry. I remember the last time I sat there in a cinema crying my eyes out. It was Star Wars Revenge of the Sith. I was sat there thinking, that's 2 hours and 36 minutes I'll never get back. So, cinema, if you're listening, I don't know how we solve your problem, but you need to, don't quit, don't give in. We need to find a way to solve you.
Nice callback as well.
Yeah, thank you.
Very good. I have a tip for you, though. Just smuggle your own food into the cinema.
But you still can't eat it because you've got a mask, unless you have like because we invented one, a mask with a flap.
Yep, get your flap out of the cinema. That's
wow.
That's one way to do it. In America, though, they search your bags. So if you live in America, don't try and smuggle food into the cinemas.
Also for the guns.
And the guns.
Britannia says James Bond and the therapeutic non-thera thing. Although, because of a typo, and I always think it's cruel to pick on a typo, but I love it because you accidentally typed James Bone, which just makes you think, what does your predictive text know about what you normally say?
There are theaters for that film. I bet it exists, to be honest. If not, I'm making it.
We should do it, shouldn't we? I've got the tux in all the dressing up kit over
We're
there.
stealing the name from you, Britannia. What does Mark say here? We don't have dinosaurs killing us off. Trump? Yeah.
Yeah.
That's true. Unless he did a Jurassic Park where all the dinosaurs die because we go, oh, why did the dinosaurs originally die? Oh, it was a virus. Shit. That film wouldn't go down very well.
But in many ways, I think it's almost like Donald Trump was reconstituted from DNA of some other arsehole who was saved in amber. And they split his DNA with whoever he was in the past with a little bit of Tyrannosaurus Rex, which explains the tiny hands where he has to pick up a glass. Just a little T-Rex drink.
So, this is me, which I don't think it's me. Someone named me has said, you're ruining my favorite film. So I don't know if they're talking about your Sith. Somebody likes the Sith.
You know what? Normally, I will
know.
do anything to try and make sure we get this show that we're proud of out to more people. We're always trying to get more viewers. But if you like Revenge of the Sith, out. No.
I don't know where they're watching. I'm sorry.
Bad cinema.
Sorry.
Man.
I'm sorry, me. Don't listen to him.
Bad. Go.
I don't listen to you.
You're not welcome around here.
That's a tricky name if your name is me. Who said that? Me.
I feel like we're doing an Austin Powers joke. Yeah.
Right.
Let's have a look what we've got coming through on Twitter. I'll keep an eye on Twitter. Lady Di says she can't watch right now because Scotland are thrashing Israel, which I do hope you're talking about some sort of sporting event.
Yeah, the world's already fucked up enough. We really don't need that to be happening.
And have you seen on Twitter, Mark Randall has been posting a picture of what it looks like where he's watching it.
Oh, yeah, there we go. Very nice. Oh, look, and there's a little kid behind it. That's nice. We'll give that a retweet there.
Yeah.
I'm assuming you have GDPR permission to do that since you posted it yourself. Right.
I'll try and get you a picture that we can show on screen as well. If you are enjoying the show and you're watching it on a different device than usual, just try and take a picture of it and send it to us, and then we'll pop it on the screen.
And do subscribe while you're waiting for Steve to try and find that, because there's nothing more exciting than watch a man try and look at the picture on his phone. There we go. And if you like paying for that kind of thing.
There we go. It's my fault. I should have had the phone set up to do the tippy.
Yeah, where's your other cam?
I'm going to get the other camera on. Hang on.
Okay, there we go.
Oh no, it's frozen again. It's frozen again.
That was incredible. I was like, how do you change clothes so quickly? There we are on a big TV. Look at that.
We're on a big TV.
Look at that, Ma. I made it, Ma. What is that gesture? What were you
I don't know what I was doing, but it was earlier on before I got changed for this show.
That's been my favorite part of the show so far. All right. Do buy us a drink if you enjoy it. If you want to see more of Steve in his T-shirt, pointing his finger somewhere.
Testing the angles of the cameras, the point of them to work out which one I'm looking at.
Learning the inner workings of the show. Right. Keep the comments coming and everything else. Here's a problem for you, Steve. Mm-hmm. It's a problem of a warm bucket of piss, which is what someone once called the job of the vice presidency.
Now we understand more.
So we had the debate last night, and between Kamala Harris and a cold bucket of piss known as Mike Pence. It was a nice change in a way, because it got back to sort of normal presidential style debates, and that it was pretty much boring.
Yeah.
To be fair, they're going for, in a way, people are saying the stakes are higher because the candidates are older this year. And the stakes are different because, we've got a woman of color the first time on a major party ticket. Here's a picture of the two candidates at the debate here. There's Kamala looking over at Mike. And what's nice about this picture is it's the first time we've ever had two vice presidential candidates where both of them are wearing lingerie. You know that Mike does. You know he does.
Oh, that's a mental image I was not ready for. Thanks.
No, he calls his wife mother, for Christ's sake. And she's looking at him like, she's like, I know your secret, Mike. I know.
We're the same size.
Because that was one of the next picture shows this even better. That was one of the real stories here, is the way that she was giving him look. She's just, because he's obviously just completely dead behind the eyes and the soul and his body. But she's got some life in her. They had plexiglass screens between them, of course.
Is that what that is?
Yeah, because mother insisted. Mike's not allowed to be that close to another female species. But no, obviously that was meant to be some sort of I mean, it's useless for an airborne disease because I was thinking they need to be in cages, or at least Pence does. But what I like about this is that they went to this angle a lot throughout the debate where she's given him this look, and then Mike has to look at her, and when he's looking at her, he has to see himself and see what he's become. He has to look at what he's done. Every time he's defending Donald Trump's lies. Mike Pence was an evangelical Christian. I just interviewed somebody for a new podcast I'm going to plug at the end of the show that's coming out who knows Mike Pence and says he was a man of honor. Not anymore. But what is surprising about that is that he actually still has a reflection. I don't quite know what's going on there. So one of the big things that happened, I mean, policy-wise, it was boring. It was typical. It was actually politics and just policy at many levels. But Pence was trying to trump it up a little bit, and he did try and interrupt a lot, which gave Kamala the chance for this comeback.
Susan, this is important.
Susan,
I want to add, but Mr. Vice President, I'm speaking. I'm speaking.
I could listen to her say I'm speaking all day. She just shut him down. I mean, at one point, she just paused and just stared him down. And it became kind of like a running thing because he interrupted her, I don't know the number of times, and the female moderator loads of times. But she just came right back at it. Here's another one.
The Trump tax cuts.
Mr. Vice President, I'm speaking.
Well, wait.
I'm speaking.
No one talks to me like that except for Mother. I'm getting kind of aroused now. These lingerie are tight. And I was watching it live. I stayed up till 2 a.m. last night, so I'm a little bit exhausted right now. It's fine. And watching the debate, and I thought, you know what? Because the woman was a moderator, Pence kept speaking over her. And, I mean, in debates, men interrupt each other too, but there is a different dynamic. I mean, whether it's rightly or wrongly. And I was like, I wonder if women voters who are already abandoning the Trump-Pence ticket, how they're going to feel about this. Isn't it just me? And it kind of popped up on Twitter. And then some of the commentary after the debate reflected it as well.
That women watching that, I mean, they have a huge gender gap, but women watching that are going to say, wait a minute.
Look, I mean, don't make the claim that he interrupted her repeatedly.
Nothing like complaining about men. I mean, it's like mansplaining, but live action mansplaining. Like, I'm not going to let you explain to you that women get interrupted all the time. I'm just going to fucking do it. Amazing. But there was one real star of the debate, and it was this guy.
Bias against minorities is a great insult.
Oh.
Wait, what?
To the men and women who
what
serve
is that?
in law
Oh my God! There is a fly on Pence's head. It's there, and it's. I mean, that's like Brillo pad levels of hair, isn't it? I mean,
and it is remarkable
stuck?
that
Is it
that
dead?
when Senator
Is
Tim
it
Scott tried to pass a police reform bill,
is it still there? I can't tell. Has it stayed?
Yeah.
Hold on. It's still. I mean, this was happening live, Steve, and then she can see this. Like, she's just sitting over there, and I mean, does she gonna tell him? Does she say anything? Can he feel it? Does he have any feelings left? It's still there. It stayed on his head for 2 minutes. No one heard a word that he said after that. It was incredible.
Is his hair made of cobweb?
I don't know. It's just everything. Now, that did become a big thing, obviously, on Twitter, and people were making jokes about it. You think, oh well, a fly flew on his head. What's the big deal? But it actually turns out there might be some consequences.
I don't think it's ever a good sign when a fly lands on your head for 2 minutes. That's a sign all through history of sin, and historically, biblically, maybe you wouldn't normally say this after it's only safe to say this, after midnight, but. A fly, he who commands the fly has always been seen historically as the mark of the devil.
Yep.
Really?
I got to be telling you, Donald Trump was watching that going, hey, that's my mark. Let Pence take my mark of the devil. I'm Satan.
Yeah. I can command my flies. What?
So after the debate, of course, they do the prerequisite spot poll to say who won. And obviously, it was the fly. But they didn't have that ready for the survey. So they showed here who won the debate. Kamala Harris, really strong, 59% with 38% for Mike Pence. But that was not everybody was totally surprised. Some people were very surprised by that result, primarily this guy in the same shot that we've got right here. Look That guy, he was not expecting Kamala to win, clearly. But, I would not be making that face because those flies are still buzzing around and they were just touching Mike Pence and he is riddled with COVID.
Straight in the old gob. Yeah. So I didn't watch it live. Do you think it was worth watching live then?
For the fly. That was it. No, she had a couple good lines. I mean, they both evaded answers. That's what politicians do. He, in particular, couldn't answer because he's got no answers to say. Really, they've killed 210,000 Americans, and they're not finished yet.
Interesting stuff. Let me look at my little piece of paper with some terrible jokes on it. I watched it, and it is true. Mike Pence speaks very slowly, doesn't he? It's very measured, very slowly. It was like watching. God. It was like watching Kamala and even Kamala.
Okay.
And what was the terrible joke I tweeted earlier on saying, I think the only thing that can happen now is that Donald Trump needs to put Mike Pence on a no-fly list. So that's those jokes. So have a look. Robert Christensen says that the fly is actually an angel. Okay, I'm not sure any of that was real. I wasn't believing that it was the devil, but good counter argument. Well done. It is the only part of it that I paid attention to about the fact that this fly, and even in the BBC website, you can see the fly on Mike Pence's head. Interesting stuff. Everyone's talking about it, and do you know what? This is the show that has managed to land the exclusive interview. We're joined by the fly. Hello.
Hey there.
Oh, so tell us what happened last night. What happened?
Well, I was at the debate. I was watching what they were saying, and I realized I really liked what Pence was doing. I listened to what he said, and I realized it's utter shit. And I like shit. I'm a fly. It's kind of our thing.
Okay. Any particular shit that came out that you liked?
There were so many bits. When he said if swine flu was worse, we'd feel better about COVID, that was some weird shit. But in general, when you've got a staunch Christian who's supporting a man who sleeps with porn stars behind the backs of his several wives, that's just A-grade shit. I loved it. So I went over there, I just sat on some shit.
And you were there for 2 minutes?
Was it only 2 minutes? We flies perceive time differently. It's slower for us. So for me, it felt like the debate went on and on.
It kind of felt like that for us too. Are you looking forward to them winning then?
I'll be dead by then.
Oh, because flies don't live long?
No, it's that I've been near someone who's been near Trump. So I got the COVID.
Very sorry for your loss, but thank you for joining us.
Well done. Nice booking.
Yeah, who'd have thought?
I'm telling you, that's why you should subscribe to the show, guys. That's the kind of cutting edge celebrity. Because that's what we say. One of the things you want to do if you want to grow an internet show, book really well-known guests. And before the debate was over, The Fly had a Twitter account and has more followers than both of us combined.
Oh, God. Life.
Oh dear. Right. Yeah. Did the fly get the remaining 3% of the poll? Who won? That's well done. Doing some math there, Chris. Very good.
Only one that doesn't try and interrupt. So I'll get the fly back for the next one. Although the next debate, the presidential debate, earlier today we were told that it was going to be online, which I was looking forward to. 2 guys in their 70s trying to use the Zoom. I'm double clicking on the Skypes. And it's not working.
Pence would have been down here. Am I on?
But then Donald said he's not going to do it because it'd be a waste of his time. And he's right. It's not like he needs internet delay to talk over people. He's a pro. He can do it in the room. So I'm absolutely in favour of that. Let's have a look what else we got. I give my vote to the fly better than the other candidates. Yep, good point, Paul. And, would do less harm in government. And okay, as we mentioned when we talked to the fly, they don't live long, but that's also true of both of the 2 men who are standing to be president. Is that harsh? Can I get away with that?
Yeah, I'm not going to say it. Let's see. With Mark has replied to Chris. Oh, with those wings, the fly might qualify as a floating voter. Nice.
Very good. That should have been on my little piece of paper. I can't believe I didn't think of. I did the Kamala and the And we did the no flies on him joke in the title of the stream. So I thought I'd got all the terrible jokes.
We can't do all the work.
We were meant to. But...
let's see. Right. I think, are we caught up with comments and things?
Yeah,
and
double check, see what's happening on Twitter as well. Thank you for all the messages coming through. Oh, look at that. It's all working well. Tech-wise, I think we've got them all done. So you sneak any more comments coming through. Britannia says, does Trump flap his arms about to get rid of the flies?
That could be it. That's fine. Trump wasn't there.
Yeah. I mean, how long would a fly be on you before you noticed?
Well, you have to assume he's got any sensations left.
Yeah.
I mean, that's the problem. It's with a normal person. I mean, you would feel because that little bit of tingle.
Yeah.
There's no way you wouldn't feel. But I guess it's not manly to, if he's up there starting to go like this.
It would be a bit like, what was the name of the actor? Jack Douglas from the Carry On films? Where he'd throw a pint over his shoulder and go, get off. I would watch that.
And I meant to grab the clip, but the famous clip of Obama with a fly. If you've not seen that, of course, it's where a fly landed on Obama during an interview and just looked at it and went and killed it.
In Pence's defense, it is far cooler to look at your arm and go than it is to go, got it. No, that's less cool.
That might have rebooted him.
Excellent. I think Trump has lost his accordion again. I think he might be the monkey rather than the organ grinder. Those are good memes. Well, I don't know what we're talking about, but yeah, we'll have some of that slice.
We'll take some good memes. Yeah. We'll take some good memes. They can pay the rent, I suppose.
Lovely stuff. Right.
Right. Well, thank you for joining us on it's a Thursday, isn't it? Should we say we're doing something special for the next 3 shows? Should we debut that?
Yes, because it's the Brighton Comedy Festival. We are doing a handful of special shows where we look back at some of the recent happenings in Series 2. So we still get to chat through the news. We still get to discuss stuff, and we'll play just some clips, some of our favourite clips from Series 2.
Yeah, so it's got and we get to talk about how we put the show together. So it's got original content as well, and a look back at some of our favorites, bits and bobs, and that's every Tuesday and Thursday. Is same platform, same channels at 9:00 in the UK, and it'll be on the YouTube channel, which I'm sure by now you've subscribed to.
Mm-hmm. There it is on the screen. Also, maybe if we're talking about how we put the show together, you might understand why that is a thing that happens.
Still, I'm worried about that finger.
The finger of truth.
Finger of truth. And yes, please tell people about the show. Let them subscribe to it as well. All of the clips go back up online so you can see what we've done and share it too and watch it back just over and over again. That's what Steve and I do all day because we don't really have jobs.
Yeah. And I mean, I've got about 5 laptops around the flat now, so I just leave them all streaming. Only way we get hits. Chris on the message board says quiz. You're right. We plan to do a quiz special. It might actually happen in the Brighton Festival because it's on for a few weeks, but we planned it a couple of times. It never got around to being made, but we will try and do a quiz special version of the show.
Thank you for holding us to a quarter of that. Yeah. There we go. Right. Well, I think we've covered it.
Yeah. If you've enjoyed any part of the show, enough that you would buy us a drink to say like, oh, cheers. If this were a live gig and you saw us at the bar, you'd be like, what are you having? Just to be nice. That's the kind of money that could keep the lights on in this place, and there are quite a lot of lights that are required to do this. So there's a link near to where you're watching the stream, hopefully. The only place we've not managed to cram one in is Twitch, but everywhere else there's a link where you could help us out by chucking some coins in our direction. If you'd be so kind as to, that would be very much appreciated.
Yep, because I've got to turn off some of the lights now.
There you go.
Otherwise,
that's your fault because you didn't give us any money.
See you next time.
Yeah, till then. Bye.